Hello everyone, this is Infinum here, and today we have to talk about the kit reveal of Omega. We actually discussed this just earlier. The image is still loading. This was just edited at this very same minute we're at now. And what we can see, Omega, light side, attacker, Bad Batch, clone trooper, clever and empathetic attacker who utilizes buffs, debuffs, and the presence of her Bad Batch allies to take out her foes. So let's look at the basic. We have disarming shot. This was leaked actually first in SWOG Events Discord server. I don't know if this is... Okay, some of gifts are not working, some might be PNG, I guess it's just very early release and I just refreshed. But anyway, so basic, deal physical damage to target enemy. If Omega has evasion up, which you get from Hunter's AoE, inflict blind and daze for 1 turn, so that's pretty decent. If Omega has a buff that can be dispelled, and it's her turn, she deals damage again, dealing 50% less damage. So it's a decent double tap, which could be good against B1 droid battalions. So I guess a buff that gets dispelled on her turn, that's interesting, because the team will always have a lot of buffs that are getting dispelled on their turns, because they just generate so much between Hunter and whatnot. So let's see, special one, adaptive learner. With the cooldown of 3, we have this big boy shot here from Omega using this bow, and Zeta ability on this special, deal physical damage and inflict a target enemy with zeroed in. Dispel zeroed in from all other enemies, and Omega gains a stack of target practice. So this is a little bit, at least this is reminding me a bit of JML, where you have Jedi Lessons and Jedi Legacy, where you first build in your lesson, then you get Legacy. So you gotta get zeroed in first and then target practice. I don't know how good this analogy is. Let's see. These effects can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented, or resisted, and last until the end of the encounter. Zero in is removed from an enemy or when Omega is defeated. If the target enemy is exposed, this attack inflicts target lock for 2 turns and removes 10% turn meter. So in this case, with, for example, a Hunter lead, you know, when they're exposed, they're going to remove turn meter anyway, but inflicting target lock on exposed target allows for that generation of that terrain between tech just double tapping on his basic to happen a whole lot more. In Zeroed In, Omega has target practice while a character is afflicted by this. Omega can ignore taunt to target this enemy, so it would be a small mark, I guess, so Omega can hit that zeroed in target. Okay, in target practice, so a little bit like Merciless, this is going to give crit chance, offense, and critical damage for Omega to do a huge hit. I would imagine that this is going to be somewhere along the lines of a big hit, just like your typical Spy, your typical Cullen, but this is not going to dispel effects like those hits, but I'd imagine that you're going to play this out like you want a really big hit, you want Omega to have 100% crit chance, you want Omega to crit and actually do a lot of damage on that move. Empathy first. Alright, so that's cool. This looks like a healing move, gets herself over to stealth. So let's see. Omega dispels all debuffs on herself and gains stealth for 2 turns. Okay. Bad Batch allies gain protection up. Dispellable. Not the Bad Batch. Interestingly enough, if you do put Padme here, of course I'm going to talk about Padme. If this is dispellable, this is going to be a lot of protection up that can be used by Padme's Scourge. Now, Padme won't get this protection up herself, but her lead will still allow you to use Scourge if that was necessary. I think this would be more interesting if you were to use Bad Batch under Padme. You're still going to have to remove an element, but I don't know. Just a thought. And defense penetration up for 2 turns and 10% TM. Defense penetration up is one of those buffs that is starting to appear a lot more now, which is basically just diminishing the effect that defense sets apply on characters. I think that's some alright buffs, and I think defense penetration up is also something that you can see between GMY and Jedi Master Kenobi. 10% turn meter. Not very bad for a team like this that needs to roll to get some more turn meter. If Omega has critical chance up, and Bad Batch allies gain an additional 20% turn meter and protection over time for 2 turns. Different, okay, so that allows them to get an actual protection regeneration outside of Echo's unique, and some more TM generation moves. So you had the ones between Echo, you have some more stuns controls, but you have Wrecker's TM gain move as well, and I have another one here with Omega. If Omega already has stealth and an enemy has 0, then she gains a stack of target practice, so this is going to beef her up her crit chance, offense, and crit damage per stack, and this ability starts on cooldown and can't be evaded, so you can't start with this move that is really going to heal you up. Probably not a move that you really need to use that early on, But okay, I guess it brings over some balance in case you wanted to TM roll that much with a super fast Omega. That is not going to be the case. Unique, part of the squad, Zeta ability. At the start of the encounter, if all allies are Bad Batch, whenever the allied leader begins their turn, Omega gains stacking speed and offense until the end of the encounter. Maximum 50 speed and 20% offense. That's pretty significant. That's very interesting. So okay. I mean, so she's getting to this cooldown of 4 and using this ability is not going to take that much long between the tech cooldown reductions if you have the 3 stacks of translation on Omega, in case you do want to play that way. And as well as she's going to keep gaining some more speed, so she's going to be effective a little bit faster. I'm kind of getting concerned about base speed value here, but okay. While Omega has stealth, she has more critical damage, and when another Bad Batch ally uses a special ability, Omega assists, dealing 60% less damage. While Omega has defense up, she has plus 10% critical chance. Omega's attacks deal 5% more damage for each buff she has, and 5% more damage for each debuff the enemy has. Okay. So you want a lot of buffs on Omega, so when she's going in for her big hit here with Adaptive Learner, you're doing a lot of damage, so you want to have a lot of buffs on Omega, so she just basically does a lot more damage based on that. What else can we see from this kit? Assisting out of turn pretty often, so basic. If Omega has evasion up, inflict blind and daze for 1 turn. Okay, so she will assist in case a Bad Batch ally uses a special ability. So if you have Hunter coming in with his AoE, give an evasion up, then your assist with Omega is immediately going to inflict blind and daze on target enemies. So the way we can look at that Hunter AoE now is not just does that gets under stealth, gets evasion and stuff like that. It gets evasion up, and you're also blinding your enemy target and dazing him for 1 turn. That's super useful. I think this starts to make this condition here way more interesting, and of course, as more Bad Batch allies keep using more special abilities, and Omega keeps these buffs on herself, you're just going to blind and daze the entire enemy team. That looks kind of fun. So this is Omega's kit. Do leave your thoughts down in the comment section below and tell me how you think that Omega wraps up this squad. So I think a lot of Omega will have to depend on how much damage can she actually deal to make this as good as she can be, right? Because you're gonna need her with good relic levels, so she can do enough damage to actually be worthwhile of being in the team. Although, even without doing that much damage, she still has a lot of turn meter generation, still has those controllable debuffs and buffs to go over the enemy team. So, thank you guys so much for watching, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the Bad Batch. I guess you'll be unlockable in 2 days. Also, Stand Your Ground fix has been, and I don't think it's been announced yet, but it's about to come very soon, so do update your app store in case you do want to run. Okay, it's here. You do, yeah, okay, it has a bit of updates, but okay, what's really important to notice is that Stand Your Ground issue where you don't gain protection when you're doing your KAM mission is now back, so do update and then do your KAM mission in case you haven't attempted it yet. Very important, so you have better odds at beating the KAM mission. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.